How's it going, guys? My name is TJP and welcome back to another Madden NFL 23 Franchise Rebuilding Challenge. So we've got another AFC team. We've got the Buffalo Bills today. 3 seasons try to win a Super Bowl. Let's see if we can get on into it. Before we do, though, leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Let me know in the comments below some more video videos. Go to social down in the description. Go to playlist down below for other Madden NFL 23 Franchise Rebuilding content. Check out my channel if I contact me, TJP. Also my second channel down in the description as well. And I guess with that being said, let's get on the gameplay. Alright, so we're locked and loaded into the game. So let's take a look at the roster that we got for the Bills. We got Stephon Diggs, Tre'Davious White, Josh Allen, Von Miller, we got a Hyde, we got a Poyer, we got a Tremaine Edmonds, we got a Deion Dawkins, we got a Dawson Knox, a Matt Milano, Teron Johnson, Ed Oliver, Devin Singletary, Saffold III, Jameson Crowder, Gabriel Davis. We got Mitch, Tyler Bass, Isaiah McKenzie, Greg Rousseau, James Cook, Tavon Austin, Jones. I mean, you guys can see there's definitely a lot of talent on this team, being headlined by the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Allen. So we see if we can get some work done here with this squad, but I do want to see if there's any improvements that we can make, and I'm sure there are. So let's take a look at that improved team functionality. Take a look at our depth chart. You know, we could use a better right guard, right tackle, Ryan Bates, Cody Ford. I could pick up a Darrell Williams this season. Could scheme the team. I could also pick up a Brian Bulaga for the season, but a left outside linebacker, you know, Markel Lee. We could pick up like a Trey Flowers, which might be the move just because, you know, we're a D at that. So I might just pick him up, even though it doesn't fit the scheme of the team, just to fill out the roster. So we'll go with the Trey Flowers. Why not? Get him on the squad. So, there you go. That's going to be the team, I guess, for now. I do want to take a look at our pick situation, see what we got going on. So we'll take a look at the trade center and see what we have in terms of draft capital. So here we go, draft picks. We do have all of our picks, it looks like, which is nice to see. So if I do want to make any moves at the mid-season, I probably will. I would assume our team will be in the playoffs. This team should make the playoffs. I guess we'll find out, though, via simulating. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. So with that being said, I'll see you guys once I'm at the midseason. We are at the midseason, sitting at 4-2 right now. Atop of the AFC East, game and a half up against both the Dolphins and the Jets. So not too bad of a season so far. Surprisingly, our rankings don't look amazing. So I'm kind of curious to see what's happening there. Take a look at the injury report. I'm curious to see if we have anybody injured. Ed Oliver hurt with a broken finger. Devin Singletary's out with a dislocated shoulder. So a couple injuries right now, which is unfortunate. That's probably why we haven't as good as we should be. We're still playing all right, 4-2. So as long as we can get healthy, we could probably end up making the playoffs and hopefully making a good run. But yeah, this team is not doing as good as I thought we'd be doing. I thought we'd be maybe like 5-1. I mean, the thing is that the NFL there's not a lot of games, so it's like saying, oh, I thought I'd be 5-1. So it's just like, oh, if had I won one more game and didn't lose it. So, but either way, let's take a look at the stats, see how the team is doing. I mean, Josh Allen's having a pretty solid season. Can't complain about that. He just not throwing the ball a lot, but 13 TDs, 1 interception is great. 106 passer rating. If he throws the ball like 2,000 yards, you know, but it's been all right. Devin Singletary, you guys can see, not too much rushing there. Josh Allen, then Duke Johnson, Zach Moss. In terms of receiving, got Stephon Diggs leading the team with 511. We got Jameson Crowder, Gabriel Davis, Dawson Knox. So that's not too bad there. In terms of blocking, as you guys can see, our lines have been okay, not too bad. Tackles, Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer has been pretty good. And then we got Tremaine Edmonds, Von Miller, Tre'Davious White, Matt Milano, Teron Johnson. Sacks, we got Von Miller leading the team, then Jordan Phillips. Carlos Basham Jr. Trey Flowers picked up. In terms of interceptions, we got 4 as a team. Got Mike Hyde, Tremaine Edmonds, Teron Johnson, Terrell Bernard. So that's not too bad there. Tyler Bass, 1 of 3 for kicking. Matt Ariza. Okay, punting, kick return, and punt return. So 24 terms of total offense is not amazing at all. Near the bottom of the league, bottom 4th of the league, if you split in 8. Our rush is second worst in the league. I mean, but it's not even close to being the worst because the Texans just are not very good. But yeah, our offense is only 21.3 points. I figured our team would be better offensively, but I guess it's not that great. But our defense has been excellent, though. We're doing very well with the pass. Our rush defense is not terrible. It's like middle of the road, and then 135 points allowed near the top of the league in terms of not letting people score against us. So we're playing pretty well so far. Do I want to make a move now? I mean, I'll look to see what's out there, but chances are I keep this team the way it is. If I do make a move, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. We ended up going 12-5 on the season, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in the wildcard game. As you guys can see, we were definitely the best team in the AFC East. Fortunately, did not get that bye, though. We were a bit short on that. The Ravens went 15-2. Okay. We're still a pretty solid team, though, so I can't complain about that. I think we're the second best AFC team, so, you know, hopefully we can beat the Chiefs and advance to the divisional round. It would be great. Otherwise, I guess it would stink if we lose in the first round, but wild card round. But let's see what happens. Take a look at the playoff tree. You guys can see, boom. There we are. Top left, bottom right corner, we got the Cowboys and the Panthers. In case anybody was curious. So, good season for us. Let's take a look at the stats, see who did well, who didn't. So, Josh Allen ended up doing his thing out there, threw the ball a lot. Love to see that. It's 36 TDs, 7 interceptions, 307.9 yards per game, 105.3 passer rating. Solid stuff from Josh Allen. Love to see that. Devin Singletary, not a bad season as our running back, 87 yards, 8 TDs. Josh Allen getting the job done at rushing as well. Zach Moss had 9 TDs and a little amount of carries. Duke Johnson, secondary back. Stephon Diggs, leading receiver on the squad. Jameson Crowder, second. Third was Davis. We also had Dawson Knox getting a little bit of action as well. Blocking, for the most part, was pretty good. Deion Dawkins let up a little too many sacks, to my liking. In terms of defense, Matt Milano led the team. Then we had Johnson, Edmonds, Jordan Poyer. And then Elam. Tackles for loss, I saw Von Miller with 20. But look at him in sacks. 17 sacks for him. Greg Rousseau's got 9.5, 8 for Oliver, 6.5 for Jordan Phillips. So the defense was really good. In terms of interceptions, Tremaine Edmonds led the team with 3. Then we had 2 from Elam. Hyde, Teron Johnson had 2. Same thing with Bernard and White and Jordan got 1 each. Tyler Bass kicking, 10 of 17 is not that good. And then our punting, kick return, and punt return. So top 5 offense in terms of total yards. So we did end up doing really well in that department, especially because of our passing, which was third best. Our rush was not amazing. Still in the bottom half of the league, but it was all right. 26.44 points per game. That is top half of the middle, so we'll take that. In terms of defense, total yards ended up being pretty good. Defense defended well against the rush. I mean, not the rush. The defended well against the passing. Our rush defense, 1835. That's kind of allowed a little too many yards for my liking, but it's not too bad. And 368 points allowed on the season, near the top of the league. So good year for us. And again, we could potentially lose this all right here against the Chiefs. Like, that is a very likely possibility. But how about this? Josh Allen MVP. That's impressive right there. Coach here, Doug Peterson. Josh Allen usually wins. He wins MVP a lot, so not a surprise. So Josh Allen, you're an MVP. Can you carry us at least to the conference championship? At least. Let's find out. Knew it. I knew it. I knew we'd lose. I knew we would lose. I knew we'd lose in the division playoff. I knew it. Not the division playoff. I knew we'd lose in the wildcard playoff. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, let's just see who wins the Super Bowl. I mean, we have 2 more seasons, so not too big of a deal. So the Buccaneers ended up winning the Super Bowl against the Colts. We had Tom Brady win Super Bowl MVP. You guys can see the words. Different players, though. Keenan Allen was Offensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. We had Drake London from the rookie, Offensive Rookie of the Year from the Falcons. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Devin Lloyd, Jacksonville Jaguars. So, alright, so we have a lot of players up for renegotiation. And, I'd like to keep some of these guys around here. Jordan, Edmonds, Knox, Singletary's free agent, Crowder, Howard. So definitely some guys I'm going to offer some contracts here. So let's see what we can end up doing here the player re-sign phase, and you know, whoever we do decide to re-sign, are able to re-sign. I'll show you guys who we don't re-sign, and we'll have to maybe try to get them back in free agency. So let's get on into that. Alright, so I couldn't re-sign Poyer and Edmonds. I think I'm going to let Singletary walk. I'm not really sure. Maybe try to find a running back fit scheme in the team. We'll see. Maybe I'll try to re-sign him. But we're going to have $22.3 million in cap space. We'll see who we can end up picking up for the team in free agency. So you guys the free agency recap. So, I didn't have the greatest free agency. I mean, we did sign Bulaga, Eric Flowers, and Trey Flowers, which is kind of nice. Unfortunately, I did not get a replacement running back for Devin Singletary. I kind of let him walk. So we have a little bit of cap space, but I might try to trade for one now with some of our picks. So we'll see what we can end up doing before we go to the draft. So I'm going to try to trade for a really good running back. I traded away our first-round pick, 2 first-round picks, and a second-round pick to the Colts, and we got back Jonathan Taylor, so he's going to be our new running back. He fits the scheme of the team. Yeah, I think that's a really good pick for us there. So I know I don't have my first-round pick now, but we'll just see who end up picking up in the draft. I'll show you guys the draft recap. But that definitely gives us an improvement there because our rush yards per game was pretty low, so I think that'll improve our offense and make it even more dynamic for this upcoming season. So I just want to show you guys the people that we ended up getting. So we got Habakkuk Baldonado, we got Rose, Harold Newton, George Penn, Jack Schmidt, and Grant Gibson. So those are the guys we ended up picking up for the squad. Mainly focused on defense, picking up some extra defensive players in the draft. So yeah, there you go. Let's see how we do to start a second season. So I'll show you guys what's there. So to start the second season, let's take a look at the roster. So we got Jonathan Taylor, Stephon Diggs, Tre'Davious White, Josh Allen, Von Miller, Hyde, Dawkins, Dawson Knox, Gabriel Davis, Matt Milano, Teron Johnson, Ed Oliver, Mitch Morris, James Crowder, Greg Rousseau, Brian Bulaga, Eric Flowers, James Cook, O.J. Howard, Kier Lam, Zach Moss, Matt Areza, A.J. Epinesa. So you guys can see pretty solid. I mean, there's definitely some talent on this team for sure. Again, we were 12-5 last year. I'd assume we could be better this year. So I guess we'll find out. But let's take a look at the trade center and see what we got going on here in terms of our picks. So obviously we have $9.43 million in cap space. I'm not going to make any moves now, but I do have, obviously you guys saw I did make that trade for Jonathan Taylor. So we don't really have a first-round pick this season. We have a third-round pick. And every pick after that in 2025. So there's some room for improvement, I think, in a couple of areas. I think maybe at our line, I feel like we don't have a really good right tackle. I feel like our right tackle is kind of thin. But we'll see. Actually, it's not that bad. Our right guard is what it was. Bates is our right guard. Right tackle. Who's our right tackle? Oh, yeah, Bulaga. That's right. I mean, he's 34, though, so I don't know how much longer he's got. But also, mid-linebacker, Valen Spector, not the best in the world. A strong safety, because we also did not get Jordan back. We lost him as well. So I might just try to sign, like, a strong safety and a linebacker if I can. Because I do have the money to do so. So we'll pick up Cruzshank, and then we'll also pick up another mid linebacker. We'll go with Kenny Young on a 1-year deal. So I think that should be okay. And then our kickers is still we need a kicker. So let's get Chris Boswell on a 1-year deal as well. So we're gonna assign him as our kicker. So that's gonna be the team. I'm gonna let the team play as is, ride it out. See you guys in the midseason, where we were 4-2 last year, so let's maybe be around there again. All right, guys. Well, we're at the midseason and we are 6-1. So the team's playing well. Our offense is amazing. We're scoring like crazy. We're passing the ball. We're doing a really good job against the rush yards per game. Top defensive rush per game in terms of defense. Our defense has been good, except we just allow a lot of people to pass against us, which is ironic because we were pretty good at passing defense last season, which is a little bit strange. But it is what it is in that aspect. But let's take a look at What do we got here? The trade center. Do I want to do the trade center? No, I don't want to do trade. I want to look at the stats. So in terms of stats, let's take a look at those. See what we got going on here. Yeah, Josh Allen looking great so far. Definitely, he's actually been better than last season, which is nice. Throwing a little bit more, 16 TDs, 1 interception only, so that's awesome. 110 passer rating, 60% completion percentage, pretty good. So he's having a good year. Who's our backup QB? Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush. What's up, man? Jonathan Taylor rushing. My goodness, 916 yards, 14 TDs. That's looking really good there. James Cook, my secondary. I still got Zach Moss. He doesn't even touch the ball that much. Josh Allen actually has been my secondary running back. He's got 3 TDs of his own. Spawn Diggs. He's having a nice season so far. Crowder, Davis, Knox. So my receivers are doing pretty well. Especially Diggs. Blocking has been kind of interesting. Deion Dogg's already allowed 10 sacks, which is a lot. It's a little bit thin there. I don't know. Maybe try to get a better left tackle than him. Defensively, we got Milano, we got Miller. We've got Kenny Young, got Dane, Cruikshank, got Micah Hyde, Elam, Teron Johnson. You guys see leading the tackles. Let's just look at sacks. Miller, Oliver leading the way. Greg's got 4.5, 4 from AJ. Basham Jr.'s got 3.5. Tim Settle with 1.5. 4 interceptions for Matt Milano. Davis White's got 2, and then 1 from Dane and Johnson. So that's cool to see. Chris Boswell kicking, and not been terrible. Better than Bass. Then Matt Araiza punting, and then kick return, punt return. So, offensive yards, number 1 in the league. As you guys can see, our passing is near the top, and our rush is at the top. And 36.4 points is at the top. Defensively, in terms of total yards, well, because we've given up a lot of passing yards, we're going to be near the bottom in this category. Because we let teams pass against us a lot, but we don't let them run against us, and we certainly don't let them score too much against us. I mean, we're in the top half in that department as well. So the team's looking pretty good. I mean, the only thing I might want to do is maybe try to get another cornerback or maybe like a safety, maybe actually a safety. I'm going to see what's out there in terms of trades. We're going to try to trade for one. But other than that, I'm liking the team. I think it's pretty good. So, all right, 4th, 5th, 6th round picks to the Giants for Burgess. So we get a better strong safety who's kind of young and also fits the scheme of the team. So I think that might help us out a little bit against the passing. This will be a slight upgrade of what we currently have. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season. I mean, we're 6-1. I assume we'll be in the playoffs. So we end up making the playoffs as not, well, as 15-2. We didn't have to. We bypassed the wild card. That's what I was trying to say. 15-2 on the season, so this team was great. You guys can see 15-2 is an awesome record. Actually, ironically, look at the Titans. They were also 15-2, but I guess we got, the breaker over them, tiebreaker over them, which is pretty interesting. No other team was even, like, the best team in the NFC was 11-6. So, take that as you may. I mean, it's basically the Titans are our biggest threat, because they were obviously 15-2. So this team's looking really good. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. You guys can see. We'll also take a look at our rankings, yards per game, and all that. Yeah, the Giants were 11-6, ironically. Yeah, we get the bye, first round bye. So that's cool. So already better than last season. Hopefully we can make a deep playoff run this year. So in terms of our stats and awards, I assume Josh Allen's going to win MVP again. I mean, he had a great season. He didn't throw for over 4,000 though, or 5,000, but he had only 3 interceptions though, which is pretty crazy. 116.3 passer rating, 43 TDs. That's insane. Rush, Jonathan Taylor over 2,000 rush yards. He had 27 TDs. An unbelievable season for this man right here. Josh Allen was also really good too in the rush. He had 7 TDs of his own. Cook, Moss. We had 39 rush TDs, which is insane. Stephon Diggs, nice year for him, 1,630 receiving yards, 50 TDs. Gabriel Davis with 11 of his own to add on 980 yards. Crowder, Dawson Knox. He was alright. Dawson Knox could have been a little bit better, but it's fine. Even Jonathan Taylor's going to hit on the receiving end of things. But yeah, our blocking, Blaga and Dawkins, I'm a little worried about our tackles. We're a little weak there. But in terms of defense, on defensive tackles, we have Milano, we've got Kenny Young, White, Burgess, who we traded for, which is kind of nice, Terrell. So good stuff there in terms of sacks. 25.5 for Von Miller. That is insane. Ed Oliver at 15.5 of his own. 6.5 for Greg Rousseau. He's been awesome. 5 for AJ and Basham Jr. 5 interceptions for Milano. To go along with 2.5 sacks. Pretty cool. We had 5 interceptions for Davies White. And then these guys down here at 2-1. Chris Boswell's kicking wasn't amazing. And then punting, kick return, and punt return. So, total offensive yards. Top in the NFL. Not a surprise. Our passing was near the top, right? And our rush was second only to one they called Derrick Henry. But we scored the most points in the NFL. Meant to show you guys defense. Defensive yards, the Bills were near the bottom half of the league because our passing was the worst. We allowed too many guys pass against us. Our rush defense was great. But yeah, I think we let teams pass against us a little bit too much, which is why that is the way it is. But solid defense overall, though, from us. So let's take a look at the awards before we move on. I forgot to show you guys that. I want to show you guys that, so let's take a look at that. I'm sure we got an MVP. Josh Allen, 2nd straight MVP. And then Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year. Sean McDermott was close, but, you know, the Titans went 15-2 as well, so I can't be too mad about that. So let's see who we're taking on the divisional playoff round. I'll see you guys once I'm there. So it's a rematch of last season's wild card playoff game. We've got the Chiefs taking on, well, the Bills, who we are. So they're the rankings, they're ours. I mean, we're playing at Bills Field. Interesting. Let's see if we could win. So we do win. And we are in the AFC Conference Championship game. This could be a tough matchup here. We've got the Tennessee Titans, who also went 15-2. If we win this, we go on to the Super Bowl. So, let's see if we can get the job done. All right, and we got the job done. We do have an injury with Kenny Young. I forgot to mention that. And we're going to be taking on the Panthers in the Super Bowl. So let's advance to that. I am excited. Hopefully you guys are too. We are in the Super Bowl in our 2nd season. And, as you guys can see, they got Christian McCaffrey. Look at that face. 10-7. They're their rankings. They're ours. Super Bowl's in Las Vegas. Let's see if we can get the W. And we've got the Buffalo Bills winning the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl MVP was Ed Oliver. So we got ourselves a Super Bowl in the 2nd season. So we did our thing. Josh Allen was the MVP. Jonathan Taylor. Wow, this was interesting. Okay. So Ed Oliver's the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen was the NFL MVP. Had we won Coach of the Year, we had a Coach of the Year. Then we had an Offensive Player of the Year, which was Jonathan Taylor. Great trade. And then Von Miller, Defensive Player of the Year. We almost had every reward. Well, then the rookies, but, like, you know. Bryce Young, Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Giants. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year was Brian Brees. So let's go to the 3rd and final season because we have one more year. So we might as well see if we can go back-to-back. So, $34.3 million in cap space. We've got 13 players up for negotiation. I mean, we're probably going to end up losing a couple guys here. I do want to re-sign Jonathan Taylor, obviously. Hyde, Burgess, Ed Oliver was the Super Bowl MVP. You got to re-sign him, right? Chris Boswell. So, you know, Kenny Young got hurt, so I might let him walk. Zach Moss. Gabriel Davis had a good year. There's a few guys I definitely want to sign. So, obviously, Jonathan Taylor being one of them. If I cannot get him, you know I'm going to franchise tag him. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to re-sign him. I shouldn't be too mad. But I'll see you guys once I am done with these signings here. As well, I ended up franchise tagging Jonathan Taylor. And I did re-sign a lot of my guys. So some of these guys are going to have to walk. Unfortunately, Gabriel Davis might be scapegoat here. I don't think I can afford him. Yeah, I'm low on money, so it's all good. I mean, there's really no other moves I can make since free agency is kind of a dud. I mean, I'll advance a week. Maybe I can try to make a couple trades, but it looks like I'm going to be doing things through the drafts with the auto-generated draft class. So I'll just advance. I'm not going to make any signings since I can't afford anybody. So we'll just try to see if we can improve through trades. Alright, I traded up with the Cowboys 2025 picks to get a 3rd round pick in 2024, so this upcoming draft. We did our pick 96 and 7th round pick and 2 7th round picks, one of them being in 2025 to the Ravens. We got back pick 91 in this upcoming draft. Last year I'm making all my rest of my 2025 picks to the Commanders for pick 14 in this year's draft. So now we have a few draft picks in this upcoming draft. We're just going to draft some auto-generated rookies, and I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final season. So to start the 3rd and final season, this is what we're going to end up having here. So we have Jonathan Taylor, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs with Tre'Davious Wright, Von Miller. We got Hyde, Dawkins, Dawson Knox, Ed Oliver, Super Bowl MVP Ed Oliver, Teron Johnson, Matt Milano, Greg Rousseau, Mitch Morris, Eric Flowers, Derek Burgess, Khalil Alam, Jameson Crowder, O.J. Howard, James Cook, Matt Reza, Jaden Drummond. We got Brian Bulagisto with Ryan Bates, Charles Basham Jr., got Baldonado, who drafted last season, Stevenson. You definitely see there's some talent on this roster for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any money, so this is the team. Like, this is pretty much going to be the roster for the entire season. But yeah, if I look at my improved team functionality, there are some weak spots, but it should be okay. I mean, mid linebacker being our weakest. I don't think we have a kicker. I mean, I could pick up Matt Gay, maybe. No, I can't. Then the game will just auto-fill out somebody for me. But that's fine. Yeah, I'm a little flustered. I don't know if this team could go back to back. It's gonna be tough. I think we can make the playoffs though in all 3 seasons. That'd be nice. But the only way to find us to simulate. So I'll see you guys at the mid-season. At the mid-season, we're sitting at 3 and 4 right now, so not looking the best. Our rankings don't look horrible, but yeah, 3 and 4 is not the best, but that's okay. We still have a chance to turn it around for the rest of the season, so we'll see how we end up doing. But 3 and 4, so you guys see the records. I mean, it's not terrible. We're still in the hunt. We can still have a really good second half of the season and kind of get it going. It's always tough to go back-to-back, though. It's not easy. So let's take a look at the stats and the awards, see what we got going on here. Josh Allen, he's been throwing the ball a lot, but 10 interceptions this season, 19 and 10, which is why his passer rating's lower than it should be. If he had just through maybe 7 less interceptions, he'd be having a really good year. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Jonathan Taylor, 535 yards, 6 TDs. So not as good as last season. Definitely a noticeable decline in our offense. Jaden Drummond's my leading receiver, too. This guy we drafted. He's one of the guys we drafted. He's had 7 TDs, so he's doing really well. Stephon Diggs doing his thing still. Dawson Knox, Jameson Crowder. So that's good to see. I'll take it. Dawson Knox having a pretty solid year so far. In terms of our blocking, it's all right. Other than Dawkins, who's led up 8 sacks. Milano leading the team in tackles, and Von Miller, Brandon Eccles, Mike Hyde, Terrell Burgess. Not too bad. 13 sacks for Miller. Crazy. Ed Oliver, 2.5. 1 for Milano, 1 for Brandon Eccles, and then half for Terrell. Only 1 interception, which is pretty low. This unknown kicker is better than any of the kickers we pick up. That's how you know kicking is annoying in this game. Punting and then kick return, punt return, as you guys can see. So, offensively, 3rd yards. That's top 3. Not too bad there. So we're getting the ball up the field. Passing wise, 697 rush yards. Not as high as it was last season, so we're not really running as much as we should be. But scoring-wise, we're still near the top there. Defensively, in terms of yards, we are doing better there. We're not letting people really get up and down the field against us, which is not too bad. Our pass defense is improved in that aspect. Our rush defense is still pretty good, at 185 points allowed. That's a little too much, though. But we're still doing all right, I'd say. Again, I can't make any trades. We are over the cap. I mean, I could double check and look. Maybe there's something we could do. But let's double check. Let's see. Can we make a move? Yeah. No, we can't. So this is the team. So hopefully we can kick ourselves out of this rut. If not, at least we got ourselves a Super Bowl in the second season. But let's see if we can get back to the playoffs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we ended up going 9-8 and did not make the playoffs. 9-8's not even a bad record. It's just that the Jets and the Dolphins each went 12-5. So unfortunately, that is where our magical run is going to be ending, as we had missed out. AFC was tough. It was tough too. I think you had the Chiefs, you have the Ravens, the Jets and the Dolphins. Like I said, making it. Titans. So it's not easy. The Jaguars made it. The Raiders. The West. I mean, yeah, our conference is kind of tough, honestly. So, fortunately, was not enough to get the job done. Seahawks are really bad. Yikes. But let's see the stats and see what was happening. Maybe if we had beaten the Jets, there would have been a chance. But honestly, I don't even know. I don't even think there would have been a chance. It'd been really tough. It'd have been tough to make it. We had a bad week, 18 loss. Josh Allen's numbers, not terrible. Just had not the best first half of the season. I think if we were a bit better in the first half of the season, we would have made it. But still solid, I guess, for the most part. Rush-wise, same thing. Jonathan Taylor, not as good as last year. He had a magical season last year. But this year is still pretty good, but just not good enough. And then our receivers, Stephon Diggs, and Drummond, each with over 1,000 receiving yards between the two. Dawson's Knox, second half of the season, didn't really get targeted as much. And then in terms of our blocking, I mean, Bulaga and Dawkins, man, what's happening? Especially Dawkins. Crazy. Wow, a lot of sacks on that left side. And then Milano leading my team in tackles by a lot. Von Miller had another good year. He's probably going to be retiring soon. But luckily he didn't retire all during this video, which was nice. We got to have 3 seasons of him getting 23 sacks, which is insane. Ed Oliver doing his thing out there. Greg Rousseau was doing his thing. So you love to see that. Interceptions, we had 5 guys, each with 1. Kicking, yeah, okay, never mind about my kicking. Andrew Memphis was terrible in the second half of the season. And then, yeah, kick return, punt return. So, top 3 total offensive yards, nice to see there. Our scoring was near the top. I don't think our offense was really the problem. I feel like maybe, rush were near the middle, top of the middle, passing. Yeah, I feel like our defense might have been bad. The 4,008 pass yards allowed was 3rd best in the league. Our rush, we didn't really allow too many teams to rush against us either. 406 points allowed. That's not even that bad. So I don't know what it was. I guess we just... No, honestly, it was just a tough division. Like, there was teams that were better than us this year. There's really not much you can do. I mean, it's hard. It's hard, They caught up. The Jets caught up. Dolphins did their thing. Patriots are still good, doing their thing. So it's not easy. Definitely a hard conference, I'll tell you that. But let's look at the awards. See what we had happen here. Zach Wilson was the MVP. Look at that. MVP Zach Wilson. And then Braden Williamson was the Coach of the Year for the Jets. So good stuff from them. Let's see if they end up winning the Super Bowl, or whoever ends up winning the Super Bowl. Then I guess we'll just go to the full screen and close out the video. Okay, we actually have the Giants winning the Super Bowl against the Raiders. Super Bowl 59. So Bryce Young, Super Bowl MVP. Look at that. Then you had your awards: Zach Wilson, Williamson, Caffrey, Garrett, Jaden Drummond, our Rookie of the Year. Nice to see. And then Keith Bolton, Defense Rookie of the Year. But it doesn't matter, since Jaden, you will not exist after this video. So, I guess with that being said, let's go to the full screen and close the video. Alright, so that's going to be it for me. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Let me know down in the comments below for more video ideas. Social down in the description, playlist down below containing other Madden NFL 23 franchise rebuilding content. Check my channel for like content from TJP, as well as my second channel down below in the description with all my socials and that playlist that I mentioned previously. So we were able to get the Super Bowl with the Bills. We've got a few more teams in the NFL to try and win a Super Bowl with in 3 seasons. So it should be fun. I want to say one thing while I was recording this video. If the audio sounds a bit strange, it's because I forgot to mute my Elgato game capture card, and it was playing copyright music. So if the audio sounds a bit weird, I apologize. But I don't know yet since I haven't edited this, but I guess if you're watching this, you probably noticed. So either way, I'm gonna head on out though. Take care, have a good night, see you soon.